Hello everyone, welcome to the second video on past life karmas. When you see the Patri or the horoscope, we have three things here which are very important. First is the first house, the Lagna. Lagna is our physical body. Just from the first house, we can tell you, the kind of looks, health, wealth, and your tendencies would be like. So, this is where it becomes very important. If you have a sickly body, if you're very healthy, if you will have money, or if you'll have comfort, will come from the first house. The other most important thing is moon. Now, moon in the chart could be in any of the houses from 1 to 12, anywhere. So, this particular house, wherever moon goes, is where your energy is. So, for example, if your moon is in the 10th house, if lifelong you will be focusing on your profession, on your karmas, all your life, irrespective of what may come and go. The same way, if your moon is in the 4th house, you are very concentrated on your own family. When I say your own family, that does not mean your parents, it means you, your wife, or you or your husband and children. That is your own family. This is where your concentration would be. 7th house, if your moon is, then your concentration is on your spouse. It could be also in a way on any kind of partnership that you have, any business partnership. So this tells, where the energy of that place is going. Now again, there are good houses and bad houses, as I said. So if it goes in bad houses, what happens is moon can give you a lot of, mental problems. There are hiccups. So moon is the life force. As I said, where the energy goes, it is the mental strength that we have. So moon, again, you must have heard of Panchang, the Muhurat that we talk about. So moon is the factor which is involved with these 5 things which make Panchang, which is Tithi, Nakshatra, Karan, Var and Yog. So moon in one sign, say for example in Sagittarius, can be in 3 different nakshatras. So what is happening here is, say like in Sagittarius, as I said, a child can be born in Ketu Mahadasha, he can have a Venus Mahadasha or even Sun Mahadasha. So a lot of things change within minutes. So again, this is a part of Prarabdha. We cannot control or try to control, though we at times, yes, as astrologers, we do try and control, but things go out of hand. And if things fall in place, so I always feel it was God's will, any which ways, for the child to get this. So there are so many combinations and permutations in astrology that it is really difficult to learn and master the super science. But personally, it never fails to amaze me, as every time there's an answer to every question. Now, when astrology was actually written, or the classics were done, the circumstances, the things were so different from what it is now. But even now we can solve this problem. So this is why it amazes me. So even in Balarishta, when I use this word Balarishta, this is the child mortality. Child mortality, again, death of child. The main cause of this and the role of moon here is supreme. So I'll explain in a nutshell. This is again a classical parameter. With modern technology and the modern hospitals that we have, the child mortality has gone very low. So no need to worry if anybody has a young child. It's not like your child something gonna happen, but you need to understand the the concept behind it. Now from 0 to 4 years, the child's life is dominated by the mother's karmas. So that means, I'll give a very simple example. If your child is hurt or not too well in this phase from 0 to 4 years, then it is the mother's karmas which are playing. So because you will get worried about your child, the child is too young to even understand what is happening. And from 4 to 8 years, it is the father's karmas. Now, when we say father's karma, I'm talking about the past life. The past life which is there, and in the current phase till the time father is, and all the karmas that he's done. So 4 to 8 years is father's karmas, and 8 to 12 years is the child's own past life karmas. So the results have to be born, and which are little more acute. So if hypothetically you have good karmas, it passes off very, comparatively very easily. So after 12 years, a detailed analysis can be done for the child, because now, the things are straight, because at certain times, there is a heavy karma somewhere, the child is lost. So no point, doing an analysis when life is short. And As astrologers, what we do, as in, reading for a child when a child is very young, is just talking about the health and the Ishta Devta that you need to pray to, the the saving mantras, and few other things like they come with as in hydration, dehydration, heat or fevers and all. So these are basically general terms, unless until we see something very specific or need to warn the parents that you need to take this very very carefully. So this is where astrology helps in from till about 12 years. Now coming to the third important thing, that is sun. The position of the sun in our birth chart. It is very very important because sun is our atma. It's a soul. So soul if not happy will be very very troublesome. तो भगवान से नज़दीक ही रखनी चाहिए. That is why soul would be happy. So sun surprisingly is normally good only in 4 houses. Sun is only good in 4 houses. Rest of the places it's a challenge. Now sun, because it is your father also, it is your boss also. Sun is also the government agency. So if sun is not well placed, you have problems concerning these areas. So to give you an example, sun not too well or not too well placed in your chart would give you difficulty in your relationship with your father, starting from the beginning, because father is the first figure that you come across related to sun. So keeping this in mind, sun also has to be good. So even if we have everything of comfort around us, we are unable to feel really happy because soul is not very happy. So I'll tell you something. This is a personal experience. I've seen a lot of people doing that and sharing that with me. When we visit any holy place, you go to any mandir which is highly spiritual, you go to any gurudwara, any church, you start automatically crying. Why is this happening? This is because this is the cleansing of the soul and healing at a deeper level. Because you are souls, you are a part of God. So you have come into this earth, and now when you go back to the house of God or any place which is related to God, you start feeling that connect again and you feel very relieved. So first thing, you need to clean. जैसे कहते हैं ना, जैसे पहले नहाते हो आप, उसके बाद आप कुछ भी ग्रहण करते हो. So you start cleaning, you automatically start crying. And then you start healing. You're listening to the bhajans or the Shabad Kirtan or any spiritual hymn or scriptures being read. So it is healing at a deeper level. So a big part of our life, a very big part in fact, is connected to our children. So did you ever sit and think, why has this particular child come in your life? There are 2 terms to this, संतान सुख और संतान से सुख. दोनों में बहुत फ़र्क है. संतान सुख most of us get. We all have children. But how many of these children actually give you happiness on a personal level? I'm talking about the parents. So this brings me to another term which is not so commonly heard. This is called Rinanubandhan. Now Rinanubandhan is when our children are connected to us from our past life. They have come to give us happiness or unhappiness as the case may be. So when this yoga is seen, it is to be understood and handled appropriately. So this concept of Rinanubandhan has come from Padma Puran, where it has been explained in detail. So these are the undischarged debts of past life, as a result of which we are born in a family and become relatives. Now the closest relative that you have is somebody you have given birth to yourself. So though we have some connection from everyone in our life, maybe your friends or extended family or workers, even your servants, but the closest bond is being born in the same family. So the results here are more acute. So when the karmas, again now I need to stress on this, when the karmas which we are carrying from past life get exhausted, the pain goes away. I'm not generally talking about Rinanubandhan, generally also. When it is exhausted or done with, it goes away. So the negatives also go away. But if you understand, how it is panning out until where it can go, you get a better understanding and you feel more confident about, handling your life. So गीता में एक बहुत बड़ी बात बोली गई है, which is कि सुख में ज़्यादा खुशी मत दिखाओ. That does not mean that you don't need to be happy. Yes, you can be happy, but don't make a show of it in the sense that it looks like you're going overboard. The reason for that is to remain very peaceful and balanced in both. happiness and unhappiness. तो दुख में भी बहुत दुखी मत हो. This is a phase which would pass, and after every downfall there is only rise. So why worry? If you're going down, learn your lessons. When it starts moving us, start applying those lessons and you will be good. So then the falls and the rises are not very deep. You kind of go in a very balanced, when you see, okay, I'll come to this. When you see waves in the sea, sometimes they're very evenly placed, so your life goes like that, and sometimes it's like a tsunami. So you get a 100-meter high wave coming at you, and then when it falls, it is devastation. So to stop these, the depth and the rise, or the highs and the lows, to go very, very steep, just be balanced. Happy? Yes, okay, I'm happy. Very thankful to God. Unhappy? I am unhappy, but I'm sure God will do better, will help me better. I will do what I have to do. So please, sorry, forgive me for what I've done, and move ahead. So, these things always kind of work, because this is प्रारब्ध. ये तो समय समय पे आता जाता रहेगा. अच्छा तो अच्छा भी भोगना है, बुरा भी भोगना है. So point is, stay connected to God, so that you don't feel the pinch too much in bad times, and you're peaceful and happy in the good times. And again, one point which I must make, which you don't normally hear, is you may be surprised how many times the prayers done by elders in the family have saved you. You may not even pay attention to your mom or dad or your grandparents, generally sitting in one corner, doing their part, listening to some bhajan, doing something which is like, okay, they become old, they're doing whatever, let them do. But these things, prayers never go waste. They may not know what exactly were they praying for, but it must have saved you from lot of, difficult phases. So always respect them, and always give them enough respect. That is so important, because that is where they are invariably blessing you. Okay, I'll tell you something, a secret here. In fact, when you touch anybody's feet, if that person, even if he's unhappy with you, any relative or whatever, is invariably has to bless you. The blessings go by themselves. And that is the reason, if you have ever noticed, the big saints, or people who are very, very spiritual in their this thing, they don't let you come near them. They will not allow you to touch their feet. You can say it is because so many people were there and it was a security issue. Perfect. But otherwise also, they normally do not allow, and this is the reason, because all your goodness will go out in the form of blessings. So you need to then keep protecting. So again, if you have some guru or somebody that you pray to or look up to, so feel very blessed if they let you come near them. So this is, so the easiest way to improve your life in Kali Yuga is through being spiritual, doing your prayers. But again, now I'll tell you something more. It does not mean that you keep praying for hours for this blessing to come. No, you have so many things to do. So what it means is that you need to just have a disciplined life, with few minutes set aside for daily prayers. Even doing your own work and cleaning your cupboard, etc., is like, it's like meditation. So any manual work done, whether you're helping your parents, you're helping someone in the house, do that. And especially in this corona phase, we are all kind of in the house and the helps are not there. So if you do all of that, this is also like meditation. And in the process, when you're cleaning also, if you listen to the mantras, they work perfect. No problem. You don't have to sit down and be doing nothing and listening to the chants. No, not really needed. And this also makes Saturn very happy, because it is the biggest karmic planet, and it really helps a lot. And Saturn being the karak for profession. So when you work manually in the house, your work or profession automatically improves. So this again, it's all interconnected. So in a nutshell, don't worry too much on what has happened in the past, but look forward and improve what has been given to you. So remember that Gaika story, that you can, have a very, very big circumference and work on that. And did you know that all planets, which are, Sun, Moon, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury and Venus, represent a relative or a relation in our chart. So it's very easy to see which relationship do we need to work on more to make it better. This is seen from the chart, from the horoscope. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and share this with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more information on astrology. Bye bye. See you then.